Hey everyone, Rick Albert here. Welcome to 2021. Let's talk about predictions. Here are mine. All right, first and foremost, rates and overall inventory will be low. So the Feds have already talked about not raising interest rates. Why? I think part of it's to kind of keep everything kind of stable, and it does allow more buyers to enter the market because areas like Los Angeles are getting expensive. In many parts of the country, we are at an all-time high. So those are things that we need to consider. The second is when you talk about adding value to a property, think about the COVID lifestyle. Right? What is that? It means focus on outdoor experiences, right? Focus on creating a home office. So if you have a little nook in your place, you don't know what to do with it, put in a built-in desk. That actually might add more value than replacing the flooring throughout the whole place. Because people can do that. People can envision themselves replacing flooring. Not that they may not want to, but they can. But they can't necessarily envision, where's my home office going to be? Or where can I drink my little cup of coffee? So focus on those outdoor experiences, focus on the COVID lifestyle. If we had to be quarantined again, how would I want to live? That's the best way to look at it, and that's really the best way to add value, right? Go to IKEA, maybe get some cheap furniture and just kind of set it up, right? So that's something to think about. The other one is we will see more inventory. I just don't think you're going to see the price reductions you're hoping for if you're a buyer, or good news if you're a seller. Why is that? It's because inventory is already so low. Right? So right now the month supply that was last reported was at 2.6, meaning if no new homes came to the market, and this is for LA County, it would only take 2.6 months to get rid of everything, all of it to be sold, which is really, really fast. It's considered to be a seller's market. Anything below 6 months is considered to be a seller's market. Anything above 6 months is considered to be a buyer's market. And there are certain micro markets in LA, like downtown LA, and some others that are more congested that we are seeing creeping up inventory. But in general, because inventory is so low now, it would take more than double the inventory to start seeing possible price reductions. However, the way the market is right now, most homes are getting absorbed pretty fast. So even if 5 homes come to the market in the neighborhood, there's already going to be 50 buyers. My last listing in Santa Clarita had 5 offers on it, which means I could have probably sold that home 5 times over. So if I had 5 homes all coming up on the market in that same neighborhood, we wouldn't necessarily see prices come down because there was enough buyers to go around. As a matter of fact, I did 23 showings there in 3 days. 3 days, and did that much. So we don't necessarily anticipate seeing those types of price reductions. In terms of those in forbearance, yes, their 1-year anniversary is going to come up at some point, maybe as early as March. However, because most Americans have equity in their homes, they don't have to go into foreclosure. They might be forced to sell if they have to make that decision, but even then they have different options. They could do a loan modification. They could, if they do get a new job, they could look into doing a traditional refinance. Like there's options. Even some lenders are willing to take those months and just tack it on to the end of your loan. So if you have a 30-year mortgage, it's now 30 years and 6 months, or 30 years and 8 months, which means you don't have to pay that money back all up front, right? So they have options. Because of that, we're not going to see a huge influx of inventory. It's probably going to trickle in. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more condos come to the market. Why? Because they're becoming move-up buyers. Inventory is low. Many of them have kind of peaked in terms of their values for them it makes justifying them to sell. We're going to see some of that. Where we are seeing price reductions is in the multifamily space, the 2 to 4 units. Why? Because there's all these regulations because of rent control, including rent freezes, eviction moratoriums, and a lot of that's expiring at the end of this month. But then evictions are really going to start going probably around March-ish, so the courts are going to be busy. But because of that, an investor can only pay what rents are coming in, not what rents could be. So you could have a duplex and each unit could probably rent for $2,500 a month, right? That's market value. But right now they're getting $1,000 because the landlord never raised rents. Well, guess what? Now you have to price it based off receiving $2,000 a month in income. So so we are seeing a lot of that. I had a client recently, it was listed for $785, duplex. We negotiated down to $730, and it appraised for $806. So my client's super happy, got below market, it appraised for even higher, and we're now strategizing for them to buy at the end of this year, because there's ways we can work around it by adding value, things like that. So those are my predictions. Love to hear yours. Comment below, and I will talk to you guys soon.